Necromancer, Necromancer, Necromancer. I was getting tired of the bullshit with these skeletons and these mages. I'm getting right into it. These skeletons and these golems and mages and all this bullshit, they are the shits up here. And I'm only tier 3. But I found something that helps. I found something that helps. This is what I've been using, and it's worked for my type of playstyle, and I want to share that with everyone that's having issues playing with Necromancer. There's a lot of deficiencies with Necromancer this time around, and I wanted to try to find something, build something that works consistently. When I was with the skeletons and the golem and playing with those builds, they just weren't working consistently. Whether it was one boss or whether it was a mob, it just was taking a long ass time to kill stuff. This here works really good. And you're by yourself. All your resources are going to you. You're not splitting them between your skeletons and the golem. Everything that you're doing is coming towards you. The best thing I could say that's set for about this build is you only need this aspect here. You deal 75% increased damage for 6 seconds after the sub-blight key passes damages enemies 10 times. That damage of 10 times is going to happen very quickly when you have a mob of enemies drawn in with the corpse tendril. So that is going to happen very quick and pop that 75% for you. If you can have this, it's going to help. If you don't have this yet, it's perfectly fine. You don't even need this exact amulet. I'm just talking about that aspect down there with the little star. That's going to be something that you're going to want to try to have, or just keep your eye out for. Everything else that's here, this is going to be a growing build for those that are playing with Necro and just got up to tier 3, struggling. You don't have the 17 Paragon pages like everybody else does and all that. Mine is very basic, very fresh, simple, something that I just, as I said, came up to be here. So I'm taking everything that's set around willpower and intelligence, anything that's damage base and not strength is what you're going to want to use. Stay away from strength, you don't need it. You're not doing actual physical damage, is all a lot of your abilities, so go ahead and stay away from that stuff and just grab your willpower, intelligence, dexterity, try to level them up as you can go. For the skill tree, this is what I'm using, and this build is specifically for those that just hit level 50, or you're very close to level 50. You know, I could even see this working at 45, honestly. But you're working your way up here, and you have enough points to be able to spec out to at least get down here to grab your shadowblight down here. Okay, so you're gonna want to at least have that many points for this to be viable. I haven't tested it coming up because I was playing with skeletons and the golem from 1 to 50. So this is why I know this build that I'm using now works. It's overpowered for this level 54. It's a level 54 and it's punching as if it's a 59, 58. It's 4 or 5 levels above where I should be with what I have. And as you can see, I don't have the best gear at all, not even close. I mean, I have rare helmets. I have a couple of legendaries here, and I just leveled them up to 2 because I have enough resources just to level them to 2 and burn it. I don't really worry about leveling up to 3 unless they're my weapon, or they're something like the rings or the amulet. You know, then I'll look into leveling up to 3. I won't level it up any more than that, since you're going to be getting rid of this stuff anyway, so I like to save the resources in that sense. But as you can see, I don't really have anything that's really coinciding with the damage that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be off the abilities. So if you have something that you can add to this, to add to your shadow blights, and you have enough resources to be able to do even more damage, that's going to be disgusting for this. But I just want to show how raw this build is and what I'm using here. to be able. I'm not even using Decrepify or Iron Maiden, and I have this in here, and you're going to see the damage this thing does. So this is going to be basically when it comes to armor, this is going to be the star. Make sure you have this in place here. Like I said, everything else is, is up for grabs. Just make sure you have stuff that is at least sacred. So go farm, get your sacred gloves, get your sacred pants, get anything that says sacred on it. Get rid of those that say rare, okay? Because that's from the last tiers. There's tier 2. You want to come up, grab the sacreds. That's tier 3 stuff. And again, I'm talking to people that specifically just got up here. They don't have 17 Paragon trees. They don't have 18 million hours to spend to play this shit. They're just trying to be viable on where they are in the game now. And that's what this build does. It makes you viable for where you're in the game now. Playing Necro. This is how I do it, and this is what's working. Skeletal warriors, you're going to want to come up here. We're sacrificing all this shit. We're sacrificing warriors, mages, golems, off with their heads, okay? So we're going in with the reapers. We're going to sacrifice them. We're going to get our 15% increased saddle damage. That's going to help us big time. We're going to go into our skeletal mages. We're going to have the 15% increased damage to vulnerable enemies because we're going to be immobilizing them, makes them vulnerable. And you're going to deal 30% increased critical strike damage. Now, if you want to be able to have just a little bit more health, go up here and do blood and take the 10% maximum life to help out with you being able to have a little bit. Like if you're just getting one-shotted by a lot of shit coming up here because you just don't have enough gear just right, you can come up here and grab this for now and then just come back and switch it when you do feel a little bit more powerful. Alright, so for the ability wise, we're just going to go up here. And like I said, you want to be at least level 45, 50 to be able to take advantage of a lot of this stuff. Put your 2 points right in here. You're not going to be using this. Come down, grab your blight, grab your enhanced blight, and grab your paranormal blight. Okay? If you have the points, come in here and get your hued flesh. If not, don't worry about it. But you're definitely going to want to put points in here. And of course, you're going to want to put points in unliving energy and imperfect imbalance. Go ahead and spend both 3 points on there if you have it. Blood mist, you only have to put 1 point in here. But we're going to complete the tree. So get your casting skill for overpowers, and this is the one that we really want, is blood mist leaves behind the corpse every 1 second. So blood mist is going to be popped for at least 3 seconds because you're going to be immune for at least 3 seconds. You're going to get at least 3 corpse to be populated whenever you use blood mist. So no matter who you're fighting, where you are, what you're doing, if you can't get any type of corpses to populate for you, pop blood mist, and it's going to guarantee leave you at least 1 corpse, 3 at maximum. From there, we're going to come over here and grab corpse explosion. You can decide to max this out if you'd like. I'm going to do that here. I think I had this at 2 originally, but yeah, go ahead and max out your corpse explosion. Get your corpse explosion enhanced, and then come and get this bad boy. Alright, you're going to want to get blighted corpse explosion. So this is going to change the corpses into miasma, and it's going to do damage over 6 seconds, 3324 over 6 seconds, which is disgusting. And you're going to combine this bad boy here with this, and it's just going to create an explosion. Alright, from here you're going to want to do consuming corpse generates. Try to max that out if you're able to. If not, maybe have at least 2 minimum on here. And if you do have the points, go ahead and get this additional damage buff that's here as well. We're not putting shit on skeletal or anything. I had extra points, so I just came up, and I may be close to the enemies if it's going to be close. If it's going to be a tight, place where I'm fighting. So I just put a point there and a point here. So I'm doing a point no matter whether I'm close to them or I'm away from them. The damage is I'm having some kind of buff there. So that's my explanation for putting points in there. If you're more of a close range guy, you could go ahead and just take the point off and put it there, or if you prefer being a little bit ranged, you know, you could do that as well. Either or, I just sort of covered both bases. Here, you're going to definitely want to take Corpse Tendril and put 3 points in there. Get the enhanced, and we're going down here where Corpse Tendril is going to make them vulnerable for 3 seconds. So you can see this build, I was thinking of making it where when you have the enemy in a vulnerable position, you have to make them pay for being in that vulnerable position, and this definitely helps with that concept for this build. This makes them pay. If Corpse Tendril grabs you, you're getting your ass whooped to some extent here at this level with what we're doing. So we're going to get Reaper's Pursuit moving on. We're going to put 2 points there, 3 points here in Gloom, 2 points here. Stay away from the lucky bullshit. I already have enough luck up there, and I'm even considering taking points off that and putting it somewhere else. But for now, just put the 2, 3, and 2 here. Come down, and a lot of folks use the Bone Storm, and I've seen a lot of folks also use the Bone Spear, which it just eats a shit ton of essence when you're trying to level up here and get the best gear that you can. And I didn't find it viable to work with what I was doing because I tried it and it was just eating way too much essence. I mean, I would just throw 1 or 2 and I was really low, and you saw the gear that I'm using. And that's pretty much what you're going to be running into if you use this Bone Spear. You're just going to be burning a lot of your essence. This is going to burn a lot of your essence as well, but you're going to be able to do so much more damage that the enemies aren't going to be there when you're recouping your essence. And a lot of enemies were still left over when I was using Bone Spear with this build. So that's why I'm not using the Bone Spear. This is going to help with, again, getting the putting corpses in place. It does do a little bit of damage there. But if you're running against a boss and you need corpses, your Blood Mist is on cooldown and this bad boy is available, pop this, get this going, get those corpses available, and continue doing your damage there. I didn't even get the last one because I'm not using the mages or the warriors, so it actually saves you a point when you can just come here and take this additional and save that additional point. You need Standalone and you need Memento Mori. Those are going to help with the base damage that you're doing since you're by yourself. And we also went with the shadowblight damage. So as I showed here, I don't have the best gear, I don't have the best aspects, I only have one aspect in place, but for the world that I'm in, I'm trying to do the most amount of damage that I can and not get stuck anywhere. And you're basically going to be able to do that with this build. Now, I've never done this, but I'm going to go in here and do this here live. And if it fails, it fails. I ain't cutting it. We just going to ride with whatever happens. Alright, let's see. Investigate all maps. Alright, so I usually round them up, get them going, get them all worked up. And you see I don't have not one corpse. Now if I wanted to, I could just pop Blood Mist and get the corpse and see how they drop. Tentacles. Thank you for coming. You're dead. And that's pretty much it, man. That is pretty much it. And look, my Blood Mist is about 2 seconds one, and it's back, and I can do it again. Let me see if I can round up a big ass group here. I'm gonna do it off the blood mist. I'm not gonna go down to the corpses. I'm sort of playing around with them. Alright, so look. I'm gonna pop it here.
The aftermath of an
You press triangle again, it actually stops it. Alright. I mean, it's pretty damn good. And I go see if we can get a really big ass group. Tendrils, corpse explosion.
I'm not ready yet.
It's a lot of moving around. I'm not even hitting him. I'm not even trying. It's disgusting. I'm not even trying. Alright. Done there, done there. Got that one. That's another one around somewhere. See, there's a corpse there. Corpse tendril. Hit him. Boom. Boom. Let's go. Let's go.
Memory.
Our walls are breached. Oh, this is madness.
Using the blight. I usually use the corpse explosion, then the blight. But you gotta use corpse tendril after you finally have that very first corpse. Corpse tendril is the first power you're gonna use. But I'm gonna use mist here since I don't have a corpse. Boom. Corpse tendril. Get him in there. Blight. Start corpse exploding everything. Use blight again. Up do your damage over time. He's too far. No problem. Get his ass right here. Oh, you're still gonna be taking damage and all that, but this dude like teleport. Alright, let's get some corpses going on over here. Do some more blood mist. Even more corpses since he like moving. Corpse tendril again. Go ahead. Pop it right here. Got a corpse going.
I need more time.
See how when he stays still, there's some shit getting down right there. Let's get the corpse tendril going. Blight. corpse explosion. Those are going to be your two main base damages. It's going to be the blight, the corpse explosion. Look at that. Get his little ass back in the middle. Nope. Alright, no problem. Where you at? Over here now. I think I should have some skeletons up there. Oh, no. I don't have any. Oh, there you go.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright. Let's clear this mob out real quick. Okay. And you saw him. He was one of those ones that move all over the damn place. Oh, that's why I have to take on him. Just make sure you keep them in the blight, that's all. As you see, they like to move around a lot. Pop your blood mist again if you need corpse. I mean, it's not only used to for you to get out of sticky situations, you could use it to get your mist, and that was a one-on-one with him moving around all over the place. Just make sure you're keeping your corpse explosion miasma up. And while they're there, go ahead and pop a blight right on their ass, and that's going to prop that explosion, and that tick is going to come from this. That's it. That's what I've been using since yesterday, and it's been I haven't been having any issues running around doing different things on here. Whether it's 2 levels above me, 3 levels above me. Just to show the viability of this thing, I'm actually going to do a video. Where is it? There's one around here somewhere. Where this one? Oh, here it goes. There's level 70 here. Y'all seen what my gear look like. It looks pretty bad. Again, just to show my gear again, I have this. It's nothing great. This is going to be based off, this build is going to be based off, for now, it's going to be based off where you have your abilities, your points in your abilities. It doesn't even necessarily matter where your paragon points are. Of course, the more you have, the better, because you just have more points spec'd into things that you could use. So if you have that, go ahead and use it. If you have if you have way better gear than I do, go ahead and use it. But basically, that's all you're going to be doing in these fights. You're going to be using your blood mist to pop those corpses wherever you get a chance, and from there you're going to once you have that corpse available, go ahead and use your corpse tendril and have them all pulled in, and you have that a chance for them to be immobilized. Once that's in place, pop your corpse explosion, get that miasma on that on the floor, that big nasty goop, a vile black goop that's on there. Go ahead and get that on the ground going. Once they get pulled in, throw a blight or two in the middle of that mob that you have, and just watch the damage occur from there. The mobilization comes with blight. Sorry, it doesn't come with with the Miaza. Then you're gonna have Army of the Dead there to be able to have even more corpse if you have a ridiculous amount of mobs around you and you need them. Go ahead and use that. It's just a quality of life power, really. It's not really used to do any of the damage. You're using this to set up your damage because of your corpses that you're going to have available. And of course, like I said, Blood Mist always guarantees you have at least 3 corpses there. And as you saw, even with the enemy moving around and teleporting all over the damn place, there's a way for you to be able to move around with them and create enough corpses to be able to keep up with them while they're moving around and doing whatever the hell they're doing. Now I tried this yesterday and I didn't complete it, but it was doing remarkably well for being at that time 17 levels behind the enemies. I'm not expecting it to do that much better here. Actually, let's go over here. There's a huge mob here.
I'm not ready yet.
So it's doing really good damage, and if you have a lot better gear than I do and stuff that can help your shadowblight damage, stuff that can help with the cooldown, stuff that can help with giving you essence or health back, go ahead and take advantage of it. Just make sure that it synergizes with what you're doing, because that is going to be my plan as I build this, as I grow this build up here. I'm not wasting any resources on some of the other stuff. Of course there's things that help you like slow down enemies and all that other crap, but this has been working pretty good for me. So this is sort of what I'm going to stick with. I want to see the potential of this build here. Try to run away, didn't you? See, you get a little bit of essence back whenever you pop one of these too. So go ahead and take note of that. Now, as I said, I'm not going to be able to complete this, but I just want to show where I am in the game right now. This is definitely overkill to me, fighting these guys over here. And I want to show the whole thing. Like, if you're going to try this build out, let me see what it looks like with with all of the cool maxed out stuff if you have it.
This place is cursed.
But for those necromancers that are looking for something that is going to be for this specific area or for this specific section of the game, level 54, 50, you just got up here, you're struggling with those, with the skeletons and the golem, come use this. Again, I ain't gonna be able to kill these, so you know I gotta go Blood Mist here. I'm popping Blood Mist. They were one-shot me yesterday. Look at that. And that's with shit gear. I have absolutely trash gear. So I know people that have even better gear than me are going to be doing disgusting numbers. There goes the one shot. So that's why you can't come up here and finish it. And yeah, I mean you could. I finished that section yesterday, but you're just gonna get one-shotted down here with this type of gear. But if you have a lot better gear than what I have, you saw the amount of damage that it could do. If you do have better gear, this is the pretty much the way to use it. You know, use your blood mist when you need it. Pop your tendrils whenever you get that one corpse available. Use your corpse explosion, and then use your blight. Create that miasma on the ground, and just let your powers do the rest. That's it. You just sit back and chill. So this is me right now. It's going to be a growing build. I'm going to keep growing it. I'm going to keep leveling up, see how far I can max out what I have. As I say, I've seen people with other builds that are a lot more viable than this, as far as the damage and stuff like that. But they have all their shit almost maxed out already, so you should be doing that much damage. And if you're not, I don't know what to tell you. But once I get this maxed out, I'm gonna come back to this cave. Let me see what this is called. Fallen Temple. So this is a 70. I'm going to come back here when I'm a 61. Alright, so that's 9 levels below. Right now I'm 16 levels below this. So that's why I'm getting one-shotted pretty bad. So I'm going to come back here when I'm like 61. And I'm going to give it a go and see how I do. And I might record that and show the results of it. But I'm going to come back up here when I'm a 61, give it a shot. And see how I can progress through here. But the rest of this area here, the rest of this map, you should not have a problem clearing a lot of the stuff out that's in here, especially if you're going to be trying to get progress through your regions. You're trying to get enough renown and stuff like that. Go ahead in there and use this build. If you just got up here and you're struggling, get rid of the skeletons, get rid of the golems. This works just fine, even if you have the most trash gear, because you just got up here. So eventually you'll get that good gear, but this is going to help you get through a lot of shit. Mobile, you're not staying in one spot, you're not sort of a chaperone to the skeletons and the golem. That's what I felt like the most of the time. You're not a babysitter. You're going to come up here and you're taking all the resources, you're not sharing them, and you're putting them all up into the build and using it yourself. So it's Emperor Zero. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know any questions you might have, anything that I might be able to help out with. And I'll check you guys out in the next one.
This is not even my final form.